Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. What's going on with Star Citizen at the moment? What have we got to look forward to in the next week or so? What new news has been announced? Well, we're currently waiting on Alpha 3.11.1, and that build might have the Mercury Star Runner, as well as some more useful fixes. I'd expect that anywhere between the end of October and mid-November. The next major event is at the end of November with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and that should be a big one with lots going on. I do get a question all of the time, which is what's the best sort of meta build for ships, what's in for sort of like DPS and the best sort of weapons and stuff that you can use currently. Well, missiles are not super overpowered anymore, and they can actually take quite a lot of skill to use. So missiles really aren't the current meta. They are very useful still, but you're not going to be spamming them constantly. You're going to be using them much more in certain situations. But the current meta for weapons in the persistent universe for PvP seems to be a mixture of distortion repeaters and sucker punches too, and attrition laser repeaters. Distortion weapons strip shields extremely quickly, and then they can effectively disable a ship's systems if you use them correctly and actually hit those systems. You'll need a weapon that can destroy a target as well though, so just distortion weapons won't really work unless you send the target hurtling towards a planet or an asteroid or something. So fixed weapon assist is really forgiving at the moment as well, so learning to use fixed weapons rather than auto gimbals is advised as well. I saw in one of Renegade Squadron's videos, set guns to stun, distortion damage works, which I'll link below, that you really have to actively target a ship's coolers with distortion weapons to get the most effect with them, and that actually makes them very powerful meta-wise. So that's often the rear of the ship. You want to be hitting the large flat profile of the ship at the rear typically. Also, distortion weapons increase the signature of the ship you are hitting, so you're more likely to hit them with a missile, and their countermeasure is less likely to be effective. These distortion weapons really do like attrition type gameplay, not to be confused with the attrition laser repeaters, which you'll probably also be using, but they sort of, you'll see a ship slow down as you hit them in certain places with those distortion weapons, and if you hit them in the coolers, they're going to be overheating. They're really going to be feeling that, and then you can just literally just trundle up to them and finish them off. Something might become more obvious and apparent in the meta later, but as I understand it at the moment, that's actually pretty good for 1v1 PvP, and that seems to be largely what's happening with that Vandal Mask event going on at the moment, where you're trying to get 50 unique player takedowns in the persistent universe in a Gladius or Glaive, but realistically the Gladius. A lot of people are also running high HP shields. Typically the downside of that is that they have a slow cooldown timer, so sort of bear that in mind. You can use the urkel.games/calculator to find out where to purchase any of that equipment and how much it is, and you can outfit your ship there and see all the stats and work out, oh, this is the exact fitting I want, and this is where I get all my equipment and stuff. It's really useful. With everyone being given a Gladius for the whole of October and that PvP event going on, we're probably going to see a lot more players try their hand at PvP, or at least a bit more dogfighting going on, and players being more aware that there are murder hobos out there and they do want to ruin your day. They don't care if you're in a dogfighter, in a large ship, in doing cargo, and they want their unique player kills. Some subscriber flair. So this is actually my favorite subscriber flair that they've done for a while. So October RSI subscribers get some military uniforms from the Second Tavaran War. So these are sort of like in-law replicas of these uniforms. Centurion level subscribers get a blue war service uniform. Emperators get that and a red dress uniform too. Either type of subscriber have access to purchase a white dress uniform as well. RSI subscribers can fly the Prowler for free through October until November 2nd, 2020. This Friday, there is a Star Citizen live at 3:30 PM UTC with a lot of Cloud Imperium royalty, live director Todd Pappy, core gameplay director Ridge Tyree, and lead designer Luke Presley, who is one of my favourite people in the world, to talk everything 3.11. I would expect a lot of solid information here about plans for evolving current gameplay in the short to mid term, as well as stuff about 3.11, trials and tribulations and all that sort of stuff. They typically like to talk about the near-term evolutions of this stuff and what it's taught them. So really get involved with that. See if you can get involved with asking questions. That will be on twitch.tv/StarCitizen, as I said, at 3:30 PM UTC on Friday. Terrellian of Combined Arms at Star Citizen Machinima and Cloud Imperium dev now, and has been for a while, I suppose. Oh my, time flies. He wants to ensure that Mark Hamill's beard on the character Old Man in Squadron 42 remains. Basically, there was a picture going around with Old Man without a beard, and Terrellian commented, "Hey, I put together this scene and a few other ones in the introduction, so I feel I can shine a tiny bit of light here. A lot of time we render things like this for internal review, and then decide to release it to the public for various reasons, like the briefing room, rather than recapturing the scene, which can be a little more time consuming. Things are usually busy. We just use these internal pieces for reference or whatever, I assume." So this one in particular was caught on a beardless Old Man build, a heresy build, if you will. I can't comment if Old Man will still have a luscious beard in the final game or not. That's the character team's jurisdiction, but that's why he's missing it here. Thanks for coming to my Beard Changeless TED Talk, Heart. So I think that's quite interesting, because I hope that Old Man does get a beard in the final game. I mean, maybe he starts with a beard because he's old and grizzled, and maybe disenfranchised with the UE or sort of fighting or whatever, and maybe he shaves it later when he picks up his act and gets good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but he looks much better with a beard. Magnitudes better. So let's hope he keeps that. And you're more than welcome to not like beards, but you're wrong. Something I forgot to cover last week was a mini update to the 3.11.0 live build with a little A patch. It was just bug fixes and the attribution of the Glaive and Gladius to player accounts for October, as well as enabling these events that we're currently doing, the mask at Benny's Henge. Visit Benny's Henge to get a mask. Kill 50 unique players to get a mask in the persistent universe using the Gladius or the Glaive. The fixes were strafing upwards after flight readying a ship should no longer lead to the ship's destruction. The Asperia Glaive should no longer be missing atmosphere in the cockpit. They fixed an issue that could cause a customized character to sometimes be two different skin tones or not the gender they picked in the character customizer. They fixed an issue that could sometimes cause players to respawn at Grimhex if they logged out while in prison. And they fixed an issue that was causing the target status MFD Vise UI to only display damage to the target shields and hull on the first ship targeted, and they fixed one client crash and 4 server crashes. So that's just a little update. Hopefully we'll get a 3.11.1 soon with the Mercury Stunrunner. Please, Cloud Imperium. I did see a post as well on Reddit about potential cheaters in the game. Obviously, you don't want accusations and all this sort of stuff to go out. If people are cheating at the moment, Cloud Imperium will fix that. It's better for them to cheat now than when the game is live. And obviously people complain about exploits and things not as intended all the time anyway, but the sort of like worry here was someone was using dev tools to move around, be invisible, fly around, and do some stuff. So it could have been a dev that they encountered that was testing something out in the live build. It could have been someone using some form of tool or hack or something. I think we all hate cheaters in games. I hate it the most. People cheating in computer games, the worst. I mean, it ruins Apex for me. It's ruined a huge amount of semi-competitive and competitive games for me. And obviously I don't want any of it in Star Citizen, but it's gonna probably happen during its development process, that some people are able to hack bits of it or to use cheats or whatever, and in my opinion, it is good for that sort of vulnerability to be discovered now and patched up where possible, or at least kept in mind, for sure. Obviously, at the moment as well, Star Citizen's pretty client authoritative, so once they have it as server authoritative, that sort of hacking becomes less able to be done. And once they have quite extensive like game logging, they can go, this guy, permanent ban, this guy, permanent ban. They can log it all, they can see it all, they're in control. Also, one of the other things is at the moment, it's really hard to discern desync and bugginess and a hit reg and loads of other stuff that can happen in a game that you're like, well, that's kind of bullcrap. But it might just be that it's the netcode or a billion other problems, or it looked very different on the other guy's screen and all this sort of stuff. So bear that in mind. Don't go around accusing everyone if you can help it. Take video evidence of stuff like that you're worried about and submit it to the issue council. Go, I saw this thing. That was weird. But I am really interested to know what people think. Are you worried about this sort of stuff happening in the game at the moment? Or, as I said, is it sort of like, it'll get sorted. It's much better for it to happen now than later. What are your experiences with Alpha 3.11 at the moment? Great, bad, in between? Are you enjoying the PvP and general sort of events throughout October, or have you not been participating in them? Are you using one of the farming discords to get your mask and your 50 unique kills because that's the way you wanted to do it? Do you hate people doing that for some reason? Do you disagree with what I said about meta? Do you think it's not distortion repeaters and attrition laser repeaters? Do you have a much better build? Obviously, with the Gladius, I think that's a very, very good build, and other people are using it quite readily. I'm bad at meta, and I'm bad as a dogfighter compared to a lot of people. So if people have got other better builds and they want to discuss meta, please feel free to. But whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway for October 2020. It is for a Mercury Star Runner. This highly anticipated multi-role ship is going to be great for small to medium-sized crews that want to do a bit of everything, whether that be cargo running, data running, missions, combat, smuggling, all that sort of jazz. And it's going to be in-game and flyable very soon. All you've got to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during October, including this one. More details down below. What am I shilling for today, I hear you ask? Do you hate it when people steal all of your money and your house over the internet? I know I do. NordVPN may have been invented by wizards to help protect your personal data from the prying eyes of the dark web, a sinister cabal of technomancers that grow in power the more they know about your browsing habits. The true story of NordVPN's origins are unknown and lost to the ages, and without using facts, no one really knows how it provides more accessibility to otherwise censored websites or a safer security experience for all that use it. All I know is that it does, and that when you sign up to it, the power level of my bank account grows, and I use it, and maybe you should too.